Hey everyone, welcome back to GIS Gallery. In today's video, we continue our Python basics for GIS programming series, and we're starting looping statements, part 1, focusing on the for loop. For loops are extremely important in Python, especially in GIS, where you often need to iterate through features, layers, or datasets. If you're enjoying this series, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. More Python plus GIS automation tutorials are coming. Let's get started.
So looping statements are the statements that are used to loop or like iterate something. Okay. So the if condition is something like used to like filter out things, right? But this looping statements will be something that is used to like iterate over something. So this same block of code will be repeated each time based on the condition that is given. Okay. So yeah, so the looping statements are used to execute a block of code repeatedly. Okay. So the looping statement and loops are used to execute a block of code repeatedly. Okay. And it is essential for iterating over data structures, automating repetitive tasks. So what are these data structures? Data structures. Your list, tuple, set, dictionary. Those are data structures, right? So if you want to iterate over your elements inside data structures, you can use these loops. Okay. And for automating repetitive tasks, also you'll be using loops. Okay. So these loops and conditional segments is like really important in programming languages. Okay. So you'll be able to see like this in everywhere. So whether it be Java, JavaScript, or C, these loops and conditional segments will be everywhere. Okay. It's really important in programming. Okay. Yeah. So we have for loop and while loop. Okay, so these are the two different types of loop that you have inside your Python. Okay, the syntax for loop is something like for your variable in iterable your block of code. Okay, so this will be the syntax for working with your for loop. Okay, so giving for a variable in iterable and its block of code. Okay, so it's something like, okay, so if you want to print out the variables in a list, okay, so I'll be giving like for a variable. So I could just give I in, I could just list one, okay. And if I give print I, it will repeatedly print every element in my list, okay. And I also have something called range function. Okay? So range function is something like it creates a range of numbers. Okay. So if I'm giving range 1 to 10, it will give me numbers from 1 to 10 over here. Okay. So I could combine these two to my for loop. Okay. So if I want to print numbers from 1 to 10, I could combine it in a for loop using so for. The syntax will be for your variable. So it could be any variable. So x or I or something. So for x, I could just give in and range. So by default, if I'm just giving 10 here, it will give me numbers from 0. Okay. And I could just give print x here. Okay. So this print value will be repeated again and again. Okay. So first, the value of x will be 0. Okay. So if I just run this, so this I get numbers from 0 to 9 here. Okay. So what happens here is, right, when I give for x in range of 10, in the first increment, the value of x is 0. Okay. And it's given print x here, so x is printed. Okay. After that, it goes back above, and now the value of x will be 1. And then it becomes print here, so that 1 is printed. And then it goes back, the value of x is 2. That is printed here. Then we go back, the value of x is 3. It is printed here. So this step is repeated here. So the print of x is repeated here till this condition becomes false. So this condition is range to 10, right? So starting from 0 to 9. And when 9 has been completed, the range is finished. So the block is closed. So I'm getting values from 0 to 9 over here. Okay. Similarly, I could also use this for loop to iterate values inside a list. Okay. So maybe I had a list here. We have a list here. Okay, so for example, I have a list here. So list one, because values like okay. So if I want to print the values of this inside this list one by one, I could just use something like for a variable. It could be I in something like list one, right? So it's a variable, and I could just give print I here. So it will give me one by one the name. Okay, so what happens here is so I in list one, right? So in the first increment, this increment is what like I meant by the step each counter. Okay, each time this is executed, right? So this increment is the condition in each execution. Okay, so you got this right. So this for loop is used for repetition. Okay, the repetition is we are using for loop. Okay, yeah. So for this for loop, so for loop is used for repetition. Okay, for looping, right? So in this for loop, so for I in list one, so when becomes for I in list one, in the by increment I meant this each loop, okay, each step in the loop. So when I given for I in list one, the current increment value of I will be the first value there, okay, and then it's given print I, right? So that is printed, and then goes back here again. The value of I becomes Varun, and then it goes back to print I. Varun is printed, and it goes back again here. I value is Ratna here. It is printed, and then go back again. The value of I is Ankit, then it is printed. Okay, so there's a repetition happening here. Okay, so each values are repeated here one by one. So you could use these four values to increment values inside a list or in your data structures, as well as to get step by step values in here. Okay. So yeah, so this will be the syntax of working with for loop, and you can iterate over values in a list like this, right? So this will be a variable. So fruit in fruit. So fruits will be the list here, and the fruit will be the variable that was created. Okay. So print fruit becomes something like each time the fruits will be repeated. Okay, and using the range function. Okay, and this range function you could also optional, you could give it like this. So if you want the range function to only start from a specific number, I could give a start number. Okay, so I could just give a start number here. So this will be the starting number, this will be end number. So if I print this, I'll only get values from 5 to 9 here. Okay, so the up to 10, but not including 10. Okay, so when I give for x in range of 5 to 10, it will be starting from 5. That is its index. That is how it is. Okay, so 5 is included. The starting number will be included, but the ending number will not be included till that number. But then I should give, if I want 10 printed here, then I should be giving 11 here. This is how it works. So if you want the 10 to be printed, then you should give an additional number. Okay, so if I want 5 to 10, then I should be giving the range of 5 to 11. Okay, and to this I could also add a counter, step counter, right? Skipping counter. So if I give, so this will be start number, end number, and skipping counter. So if I print this, I get 579. So what happens? Second number will be skipped. Okay, so 5 given, 6 is skipped, 7 is printed, 8 is skipped, 9 is printed, 10 is skipped, and then it's up to 11, right? So not 11.